Said the dentures to the peach.
Hello, this is Portia from Kill Rock Stars, and I'm talking to Gustav of the band Dungen from Stockholm, Sweden. Wow! So this is a music business podcast that I do called The Future of What. So I'm of course interested in the business aspect. So one of the things you may or may not be familiar with this in the US is that it's often hard for young bands when they're getting started because rents are high, you know, it's hard to do this job and maintain, you know, like have a home and all this stuff. And then once you start to get a little bit of traction, like a lot of times the bands here at Pickathon, some of these bands are like touring bands for real, meaning they're on the road all the time. They barely have a home base. They might have a storage locker somewhere. How is it different in Sweden?
Well, there is, I mean, it's hard to find rehearse spaces, especially in the big cities. And all the young people is moving to the big cities. Like I heard somewhere that Sweden is like the second country in the world that has been centralized, well, I don't know if that's the right word, next to, I mean, I think Brazil is coming number one, where like all the young people move to big cities.
Oh, right,
so like the countryside of Sweden is like, people live there, but most of the people live in the big cities, especially young people. And there it's super hard to find places to stay and even harder to find places to rehearse. So in that sense, it's pretty similar. But I mean, the touring situation in Sweden is, for us, for example, like the music we play, we do play like Stockholm, Malmö, Göteborg, which is the three biggest cities.
Right.
Then you have like done the tour.
Yeah,
basically.
You're done.
I mean, but that's so fascinating with the US, because when we have been here, we have been doing the whole thing a couple of times.
Yes.
And the bands we have met and been touring with, they are really, like you said, like been living in the bands and like been doing like 3 or 4 rows around. Yeah. And it's very, I have huge respect for that, because it's that's really like, what do you say, craftsmanship or something. I don't know.
Yes. So it sounds like sometimes, perhaps in Sweden, in order to get a bigger fan base, you need to go outside of the country.
Well, I mean, what I've learned, or I mean, either you have a hit song, or otherwise you have to like go out and just play and just tour and bang stuff into people's heads and like convince them you're existing. So, and I think we have some kind of combination with us.
Right.
But it's also like our time and our generation with the internet, everything is like people have access to all this music. I mean, for my generation, born in '79, I was like, you get like cassettes, or like you heard of some band, you went to the record store. Now you can find your specific kind of flavor from a band from Argentina or whatever.
Yeah.
So that's the cool thing about it.
Well, thanks so much for taking the time to talk to me. You're at Pickathon 2017. Wow.